What if I told you that there was a way to actually tolerate eggs even if you've never been able to before? And I'm going to make a bold claim here. You actually need to tolerate eggs if you're going to heal your chronic symptoms, overcome intolerances of any kind, and really heal your gut, which I think is at the root of so many people's illness. Hi, my name is Selena from Wholeness Campaign. I've recovered from IBS, parasitic infection, Lyme's disease, asthma, allergies, food intolerances, histamine intolerance, and a host of neurological symptoms associated with multiple severe concussions, and it's my passion to help others do the same. So before I teach you how you actually can go about tolerating eggs, how do we even introduce eggs if you haven't been able to tolerate them before, or even if you have an anaphylactic allergy to eggs, we first need to really understand why we have these allergies or intolerances in the first place. And I'm not going to go deep into the anaphylactic allergy side of things because I think that really deserves its catered support, but I want to talk to intolerances because this was a really common question I got when I was telling people that I ate 12 egg yolks a day. What if I can't tolerate eggs? So we're going to start with the top 5 reasons why I think anybody is sensitive to eggs, allergic to eggs, intolerant to eggs, however you want to put it. I actually think it applies to all of them. And then we're going to get into 7 steps to actually overcoming egg intolerances, egg sensitivities, and even allergies. So let's jump in. Okay, so the first major reason I think that egg sensitivities, intolerances, allergies, whatever you want to call it, sensitivities to eggs have been on the rise is actually because there is a protein inside that are egg derived, and when we get with these proteins, our body is basically training an immune response against that protein whenever it sees it in the future. So you go ahead and you eat an egg afterwards and you start to react. This is actually why a lot of moms notice egg allergies in their babies after specific shots. And again, I'm not going to get into this too much here on this platform because I've had too many of my videos taken down for this topic. But I just want to say it is a very common reason why people can't tolerate eggs. Number 2 is leaky gut. And leaky gut is basically the idea that the cells on your gut wall can literally break apart in the presence of some sort of toxin, pathogen, processed food, undigested food, or if your cells are just truly not being given the right building materials. So there's a lot of research out there on leaky gut, but the idea is that when you have leaky gut, it's kind of like there's holes in your digestive lining, which means that undigested food, stool, toxins, all the things that should stay within your digestive tract are able to leak out of your digestive tract and into your bloodstream. This then causes your immune system to react to that food as if it is an invader or a pathogen or something to be killed. And so your body ends up sort of attacking itself, and this is actually what creates this immune response. This is the first place I would start for anybody who is anaphylactically allergic to eggs. It's telling some really good data and information about your gut. We're going to get to that in a minute. But leaky gut is a really important contributing factor to egg sensitivities or allergies because we need to get your immune system calmed down and not reacting to the food that you're consuming if we are going to overcome sensitivities and stop seeing these visible reactions. Our body actually has to get to the place where it's not attacking itself, and that starts in the gut lining. Number 3 is your toxic load, toxicity in your body. The reality is that eggs contain properties that can actually help to heavy metals in the body. So when you go ahead and you eat an egg white, and egg whites in particular, and I'm going to explain this here in a sec, but when you go ahead and consume egg whites have a substance called ovotransferrin, also known as conalbumin, which is a member of the transferrin family, a group of proteins known for their ability to bind and transport metal ions, particularly iron, but it has a high affinity for other metals like chromium, copper, manganese, zinc, and aluminum. This metal ability also plays a crucial role in antibacterial properties of egg whites because you're basically removing the food source, which we talk about here a lot. When we're trying to decrease the pathogenic load, we always have to look at what's feeding them in the environment, and heavy metals are a big culprit of this. Studies are actually suggesting that iron can reduce the potential allergenic effects of ovotransferrin. So your toxic load could be playing a big factor into whether or not you're able to tolerate eggs. Number 4 is the quality of the eggs. So we want to make sure that the food that these chickens were being fed was not GMO, soy, corn, and crap, because essentially that's what's making its way into the final product, and that is oftentimes what people find themselves sensitive to. Believe it or not, it might not actually be the egg, but rather what the chicken was fed and their diet impacting what ends up in the product. And so lots of people think this only happens when it's in really acute sensitivities. And yes, I think this is on the more rare end of reasonings here, but I think what we're finding is people are way more sensitive than we used to be in our day and age of really damaged gut linings and high toxicity that this is becoming more and more a factor. Our bodies really aren't able to tolerate these food sources that are not optimal and really wasn't what these chickens were designed to be consuming in the first place. And the fifth one is a lack of good bacteria. So often what I find is that people who have a very damaged gut lining, often it starts with leaky gut, also do not have the soldiers, which are the probiotics, the beneficial bacteria in their gut lining that is really a precursor to enzyme production and nutrient production. And so they end up really sensitive to eggs, not because there's anything wrong with the egg necessarily, but also because the bacteria in their gut are just not strong enough to be breaking down this food. And that has everything to do with the diet that we've been consuming, the large antibiotic load that we have inundated in our environment, all the chemical pesticides we're exposed to. Our bacteria in our gut is nowhere near what it used to be hundreds of years ago when we were in the dirt, living in nature, gardening, eating fermented foods, preserving our food a lot of the time through fermentation. We just are not getting exposed to that level of gut bacteria, and it is causing problems when it comes to digesting very normal, very healthy foods. If you notice here that none of these reasons are because I'm just intolerant or I was born this way, I have a genetic defect, those are not in my top 5 reasons why people are sensitive to eggs. I do not buy the narrative that they are inflammatory. I think if it is causing inflammation, it says more about the state of your gut and your digestive system than it does about the egg and whether or not humans were even designed to be consuming eggs. I do think we were designed to be consuming eggs. I'm actually more interested in looking at the root cause reason why somebody might not be tolerating a food, which I actually think falls into one of 3 buckets. Typically, really this falls in line with any issue, but particularly with eggs, you're going to find this. The first one is the gut. Gut imbalance is a huge root cause reason for any chronic symptom you're going to be experiencing, whether it's gut lining perforation, like I said, leaky gut, or imbalance of gut flora. The state of your digestive system is number 1. Number 2 is toxicity. Toxicity, I think, is another major root cause reason behind any chronic symptom. And then the last one is the nervous system. So the gut, toxicity, and the nervous system, I think it really comes down to all 3 of those things. And if you heard my list of those top 5 reasons, all of them fit into the top 2 categories, the gut microbiome and toxicity. Yes, your body might be having a nervous system related response because maybe you're used to reacting that way and you've experienced a sort of stress or trauma. That is very real as well. But I think what we find oftentimes is we've got the leaky gut and bacterial imbalance going into the gut microbiome piece, and then we've got the heavy metal load and the quality of the eggs in the toxicity bin. All of those things are related to how much toxicity is in the body and how much are we gaining from the environment. Those are kind of covered in that one root cause. And so we want to kind of peel these layers back when we're looking at a straightforward solution as to how to introduce eggs effectively. Okay, so what do you do to address the root cause of this? If you're going to overcome egg sensitivity, like how do you do it? I'm going to give you a plan that is going to systematically repair the gut lining, support detoxification, and I'm also going to teach you how to test your body for readiness before you go ahead and try, because especially if somebody is on the more sensitive side, we're not going to go into depth about allergies because I think it really deserves its own catered, personalized approach, but a lot of the steps are going to be very similar to what I walk my clients through step by step. Okay, so number 1 is you're going to learn to incorporate meat stock and start to drink ample amounts of it. I created a very cheap meat stock mini course that teaches you exactly how to make meat stock correctly. And the reason that we use meat stock is because it has all the amino acids, the gelatin, denatured collagen. We need all of the vast amount of amino acids that are necessary for repairing the tissue of the gut lining. When you do that, you're addressing the leaky gut, which I believe is really at the root of the immune system overreacting to any food, but particularly eggs. When the gut lining is leaky, remember food is leaking into the bloodstream and the body is starting to attack itself in an effort to get that food out of your bloodstream, thinking that it is a pathogen or an invader, because it's not where it should be. So we need to really spackle the digestive lining. And to do this, we use food-based collagen. We're not doing all the different supplements. We want something that has a really diverse array of amino acids that our body can really recognize and digest. So we're not even doing bone broth. We're really focusing in on meat stock, which is short-cooked meaty bones. And I teach you exactly how to make it in that meat stock mini course. I will have a recipe that I have here up on my channel linked below, but I think you can make it taste amazing. You need to drink ample amounts of it to really get to the root of this. And for a prolonged period of time, but I do think this is step one. Number two is you need to inundate your gut with beneficial microbes. Because we know that probiotics kind of make up that mucosal layer, they act like soldiers on the digestive tract to basically prevent leaky gut from occurring in the future. We need to give our gut lining lots of beneficial microbes. You need to have diversity. So that's more than just taking a pill. We don't want to be just taking capsules for the rest of our life that we don't react to. We need to therapeutically dose and introduce the probiotics that your gut needs. This is actually going to kickstart the heavy metal process that I was just talking about. Can be so detrimental for people who are sensitive to eggs and particularly egg whites. This therapeutic introduction is what I walk my clients through step by step, but it's basically slow introduction of fermented foods in a way that caters to your body's needs. Number three is that you source quality eggs. So we're not getting soy or corn-fed eggs. We really want pastured chickens that were out and grazing and eating bugs and kitchen scraps and all of the things that they were meant and designed to be eating in nature, not vast amounts of this synthetic feed that's genetically modified and inorganic, full of pesticides. We really want to decrease the toxic load of the feed that these chickens were consuming because, again, that makes its way into the egg. So sourcing it properly is key here. You're going to look for pastured eggs at the store, and ideally they are from a local farm that you can talk with them and learn what their practices are with their chickens. Number four is that we're going to do the skin sensitivity test. This is before we introduce any eggs. You guys, this is just preparation. This is just the healing process that needs to happen. And now we're at the point where we've sourced the right eggs and we want to test our bodies to see if we are actually still sensitive to them before we introduce them. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to separate the yolk from the white. So make sure that we're just starting out with the yolk. We will test the whites separately, but the first thing you're going to do is you're going to test the yolk. So that means you're going to separate them really well, let the white really drip off of that egg yolk, and then you're going to break open the membrane and get no amount of egg white touching the egg yolk. And you're just going to take a drop or two of that and put it on a soft part of your skin. This will be like the inside of your wrist or the inside of your, like the crease on your elbow, and you'll put a Band-Aid over that and leave it there for about 12 to 24 hours. And you take it off and you're going to see whether or not the skin is rashy. If the skin is rashy, then we might be talking about something more severe or a more extreme sensitivity or intolerance. And that's where we would go back to steps 1 and 2 and really do more of the gut healing work before we test again and see if our immune system is continuing to have a response towards that. This is kind of like doing your own at-home allergy tests, but if you don't have any rash after doing that, then very likely you are just intolerant to the food, and we can start by microdosing the amounts that you're taking orally so that your body can learn to digest it over time. Your body will start eventually making the enzymes to digest it properly, and gentle introduction will be possible. We're doing the egg yolk before the egg white, and you're going to start by literally taking a toothpick and dropping it into the egg yolk. Make sure none of it's touched the egg white, and this is after you've tested and you've passed for the egg yolk. You can gently drop the Q-tip. It's going to be literally the tiniest amount of speck, and you're going to put it in your mouth. See how you do. As you build your amount of this, you might actually sense gallbladder activity because this high amount of fat that's in egg yolks can be very stimulating to the gallbladder, which might purge gallstones, which is a totally separate conversation and something that I work with my clients on. But I've heard of children who have never had egg yolks eating them for the first time and passing tons of gallstones. Be aware of this. This is why we start really small. Start with a speck, build up to a drop, build up to 2 drops, build up to 1 yolk. So the next thing you're going to do, step 6, after you've done the sensitivity test, and if you've passed the sensitivity test, there's no rash, nothing, you didn't experience symptoms in the body from putting it on your skin, is you are going to clear your detox pathways. And this might sound questionable, like why do you have to clear the detox pathways before? But I would clear your detox pathways, particularly before you do the egg whites, because what you're going to find is that if you're binding up toxins, but there's no clear path out of the body, then you might end up experiencing symptoms of toxic overwhelm in the body, and it can become confusing to discern whether you're sensitive, you're allergic, or the toxins are swirling. And so we want to clear the detox pathways to sort of eliminate that question mark. This can be done through a lot of different means. I do a lot of videos here on detox. I will leave one of them linked in the description box below and above for you to just reference. But you're going to clear your detox pathways, and then once you can tolerate yolks, like more yolks, I would say probably like a few, that is when you would do, only if you pass the sensitivity test for it. Number 7 is that you're going to start actually introducing the egg whites. This is all raw, by the way. Raw is going to have more enzymes that will help you to digest it properly and really break it down. Slowly build your tolerance, but that is the process. Now, it's often not as clear cut as that. Oftentimes people struggle with getting past past the point of really healing the gut lining, and this is what I help people to do. But this is the process, the general flow that I take clients through that are very sensitive to eggs so that they can grow to tolerate them, because there are just so many benefits to them. And I've done videos on this, but the cholesterol and the choline and the phospholipids inside egg yolks are so crucial for cell membrane repair, healing leaky gut, all of it. So we want to get you tolerating it. Now, for those of you who would like support on this process, I have a short-term program that is available right now. It is a 6-week long program called the Gut Health Intensive. It is basically phase 1 of the Whole Health Blueprint Coaching Program, which is really the gut healing phase. We hone in on the top 3 gut healing foods, and I teach you how to introduce them so that you can outgrow your food intolerances and sensitivities and really heal the root cause of them. This program includes my meat stock mini course, which is a step-by-step tutorial on how to make meat stock correctly. And really what I mentioned before, it's so crucial for healing and sealing the gut lining. I teach you everything you need to know there, including recipes, sourcing, and how to make it heal you faster. And I also just added in my homemade probiotics course, which is 20 videos, you guys, of every possible ferment you would ever need, step-by-step tutorial. I really show you in cook-along style how to make these ferments, these homemade probiotics, better than any store-bought probiotics from your own kitchen for pennies, for a fraction of what you would pay for your supplemental probiotics. So I've added that into the Gut Health Intensive, so you have step-by-step tutorial on that, and you get 3 one-to-one gut health coaching sessions with me for an hour long, where we can really peel back the layers of your nutrition and your gut health and your sensitivities and help you to piece together the puzzle pieces of your health with full support along the way. I actually offer unlimited access to me for the duration of the 6 weeks, so you can ask questions and you're never left alone or wondering. With the new addition of the homemade probiotics course to the Gut Health Intensive, the price will be going up soon, so do not wait. I would love to support you in overcoming your food intolerances of any kind, but especially of eggs, because I think they're so important and crucial for healing. If you'd like to see a video on how I consume 12 egg yolks a day regularly, I couldn't always tolerate this many eggs, trust me, you guys, but check out this video because I give you my favorite recipe for including these eggs in a way that makes it taste like you're eating dessert all day long. And it's honestly been a game changer for my healing and the healing of so many of my clients. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I let out new videos here every single week, and my goal is to teach you how to get to the root cause of your chronic symptoms naturally. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.